I think we talk about this all the time. The people that I choose to be part of my life, I'm looking for like-minded and like-hearted individuals.
That's right.
I'm trying to blaze a path for myself, and I want to be surrounded by the best.
Yeah, the people we love to work with, right?
Yeah. And so.
Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc,
David Nguyen,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in any market. Today, we've got a guest back here. Today, we've got Chris Cuellar. And Chris, you're with Goosehead Insurance and Ace Credit Consulting.
That is correct.
So double trouble.
Double trouble.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, we'd like our followers to know a little bit about you, man. Talk about getting into the industry, how you got started, and just how you got where you are today. Let's do a little Cliff Notes version here.
All right.
Where you coming from, man?
Well, flashback 2005. Well, before that, actually, out of high school, out of college, got into collections with buddies. Your buddies bring you onto a company.
Yeah.
Quickly realized after 2.5 years, collections and all their tactics and everything isn't where I wanted to be. I had a friend that said, "Hey, come over here. I'm working inside a mortgage company in the credit department."
Okay.
And so we were actually doing credit restoration, credit repair.
There you go.
Fast forward, got into credit repair, mortgage, did that for pretty much an extremely long time and realized, hey, I want to branch out and take all the goods and the bads and do my own thing.
Sure.
And then fast forward to about 10 years ago, my partner and I actually opened up Ace Credit Consulting, where we're catering just to the people we love working with, which were mortgage professionals and realtors.
Love it, man. Like-hearted, like-minded people.
Exactly.
That's a little bit of a theme of our show. We talk about it all the time. We like to work with the people that, that we enjoy spending time with, right? And ultimately when you get a little bit further in your career and you realize, I don't want to be a collections agent, right? And that's just not something that I enjoy doing. You find yourself, falling into the path that you know you're going to be led down. And eventually you go, this is great, but I want it on my terms, right?
Exactly. Wanted to do it how we thought was best. One of the things we valued both, Eric and I, we extremely value communication, transparency, and just doing what we say we're going to do.
Yeah, that's important. And it's refreshing, right? Because that's not always what you find out there.
Exactly.
Especially when you're talking about, we do insurance, but when you talk about credit consulting, I've been in the industry for a long time. And, I've worked with some folks in the industry that I would never return business to, right? Phones weren't answered. Processes were not really designated. And it was one of those things where it's like, man, they just took my money. What did they really do for me, right? But that's not what you guys are doing. And we know that because we use your services. You guys are fantastic at what you do. You put your money when your mouth is when you talk about the service that you provide. But let's talk a little bit about that. David, you work a little bit closer with Chris and his team. How's that process?
Oh, it's great. I can't, the relationship that Chris and I have with the credit side of it, obviously not everybody qualifies for a mortgage, but everybody can qualify for
as I said, they don't always qualify right away.
Right.
But we can get them mortgage ready.
Exactly.
And that's where Chris comes in.
Exactly. It's with a plan, and being in the business, there's a not say a ton, but there's other credit companies out there.
Yeah.
You know what the one problem with credit companies is they always tell you, I can't guarantee to fix your rate. So you hear a lot of nightmare stories of what you just said, Devin. Credit companies taking your money to the tunes of thousands of dollars and nothing happens over the course of 3-6 months. I've sent people to Chris that's gone through that same barrier. So for me to give a recommendation to my clients,
that's right,
that says, hey, if he says he can move the needle from X to X, he'll move the needle from X to X as long as you follow exactly what he says. That's the second part of it. They have to take directions and do what he asks them to do to accomplish that.
100%. Yeah.
Since we started the relationship, we're getting people into houses that didn't think they could qualify.
That's a beautiful thing. So let's talk a little bit about that, Chris. So you've got to have a process involved. And so when somebody reaches out to your company and, they say, hey, look, my credit is not where it needs to be. This is what I need to be at to make, to make my dreams come true, whether it's buy a house, buy a car, whatever it is. How does your team educate them? What does that process look like from your end?
It's a lot like going through the mortgage pre-qualification process.
Sure.
We're pre-qualifying the client, one, see if they're even in the position to pay their bills on time.
Yeah.
right? Because if they're not paying their bills on time, then they're not paying their credit cards on time. They're not paying they're constantly getting late pays. We're not going to take on anyone
Yeah.
that isn't in the situation to pay their bills on time and have their
It's got to be a resolvable solution.
Exactly. So we pre-qualify them, make sure one, do they have A, B, and C, bills paid on time, savings, do they have trade lines open? We'll even walk them through the process of opening up revolving trade lines, credit cards, so that way they have some positive history. Because, if they have, a lot of times these clients that get sent over to us,
Yeah.
it may not necessarily be that they have bad credit, but they have a lack of positive.
Yeah.
So it may be as simple as, hey, here, do step 1, 2, and 3. They're not necessarily signing up into our program. So
Right.
we're not going to sign up every single person that comes to us, but we're going to give them the stepping stones to achieve the goal of home ownership, whether it's, hey, just pay stuff off, pay your bills on time,
Or establish new credit. And this is how you can do it, right? Here's a roadmap. Right now, you're not even ready to get credit ready, right?
Exactly.
We need to show you how you can get out there and you can actually establish that credit. When you do, come back around, and if we still need to help you with your scores, we can give you some advice. But we're not just here to take your money and say, hey, we'll fix your credit and then not talk to you again. It's, hey, you actually probably don't even need credit repair right now.
Exactly.
This is what you need. But for the customer that does, and you can see that there's potential results, right, that are achievable, you're going to educate them how that works. And those are the customers you're talking to, the ones that have credit that is troubled and they're not doing anything to improve it.
Correct.
You're also telling them, hey, you know what, this isn't going to work for you. Not until you start to pay those bills.
Yeah, exactly. If they're not willing to sign off on A, B, C, and D of the program, then we're not going to even enroll them. Like you said, we don't want to sign someone up, take their money, and then not get the results.
Set them up for failure.
Yeah,
they're already failing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and you've got a great reputation, because I know when you guys came to me originally, I wasn't going to let you in the door, right? I'm very protective of my business and the people that we allow, in our personal relationships. And I'd worked with a lot of credit repair companies in the past that I couldn't trust, And, Chris did his due diligence to knock on the door several times and prove to me that his company was, willing to do the right things to take care of our consumers. And, I said, hey, you know what? I trust these guys now. Let's go ahead and open the keys to the kingdom. And now you work with a lot of our staff members. In fact, we even have a kind of a seamless process on how we transition consumers over to you.
Yeah, you have an amazing team. The communication is great. The expectations. I mean, there's actually been a lot of clients where I want to say I've worked with at least 25, 30 of your LOs over the past couple of years.
That's right.
Where it may be a simple fix where they send them over to us. They thought they needed help. We get them right back over and they close on the home loan. And then they're like, they forget that y'all referred them over to me.
Yeah.
And so they think we referred them over to y'all.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, David or Kevin or Chris or whomever, right?
Right.
They're amazing, give them a kudos. And I'm like, well, actually, they referred you over to me. But yes, I will let them know they did a great job. So,
well, that's just a testimonial to, what you provide, because at the end of the day, they got great service from us. We got them to the right partner. But then you gave them such great service, they forgot how they even found you. They're like,
Exactly.
oh, no, we started working with you, right? And then you're teeing them back up to come over to us. And I think that's another thing, lenders, because again, I'd love to take Chris and his services all for ourselves. But Chris has got a business to run. He's got to service other people. If you're questioning, whether his team is going to get those qualified customers back in your hand, absolutely no question about it. He's educating them. His team is making sure that they're getting credit ready. And then once they are ready, he's providing that communication back to, the individuals he's working with and making sure they're getting right back in the right hands. So you guys got a tremendous process. But we talked the other day and, you mentioned something kind of cool, because you do credit consulting, but you guys actually kind of a two-stop shop, right? You also, you've got insurance. How does that even happen?
So basically over the years we've had, like I said before, we value the communication we have with not just our referral partners, but our clients. We've had multiple clients, multiple referral partners that are like, man, if you did something else, we would use you.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are like, why don't you do insurance? Because I don't have someone that has communication and customer service skills that are up to y'all's standards. And so my partner and I actually had a deep conversation. And then we shopped out what we thought was the best for us and for our clients. And we made a move franchising into Goosehead Insurance, opening up the Cuellar Gomez Insurance Agency out of Allen, Texas. And fast forward, that's where we're at today. We're
That's
able
awesome,
to
man.
do home, auto, any of your property and casualty needs.
Yeah. So, and talk about success partners, right? You've got a business partner here. You guys are looking for great ways to get creative and help people in any way you can. And you're utilizing your customer service ability, right? Knowing how to provide that great customer service to branch out and give people more than one option, right? We can find insurance and we can repair credit at the same time, right?
Correct.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
That's really why he's so successful. I mean, I know the name of our show is Real Estate Success Partners, and that's why I wanted you to come on, Chris. Is because, man, everything you touch is gold, dude. Chris is not only a business partner of mine personally, but Chris is also a good friend of mine. I think we talk about this all the time. The people that I choose to be part of my life, I'm looking for like-minded and like-hearted individuals.
That's right.
I'm trying to blaze a path for myself, and I want to be surrounded by the best.
The people we love to work with, right?
Yeah. And so, anytime I can get, Chris or a conversation or whatever, he always embarks a lot of knowledge that I take from, and it's just, I just know that he's going to do the right thing. And in this day and age, that's very important to me. My reputation is everything to me, and
Absolutely.
And Chris puts our reputation number one, which he's awesome.
It's not always the case, right? It's not always the case when you're talking about credit repair or credit consulting. You just don't always see it out there. So, you mentioned, that anything touches turns to gold. I think you've got the Midas touch. If you could touch that mic there, brother, I'd like to make, there we go. There we go. Bam. Edit that in, John. But anyhow, no, you're doing some great stuff out there. But talk about the service, the areas you're servicing, right? We're in Dallas, Texas. We talk about that all the time. What does your reach look like?
Well, for Ace Credit Consulting, we're pretty much operating nationwide. There's a couple states we don't operate in, but nationwide, including Hawaii and some of the provinces, we're doing it. We have bilingual employees. We actually have some employees that work, speak Vietnamese or Portuguese, but bilingual, Spanish and English.
Yeah.
We got you covered. On insurance, we have colleagues where I can help you out nationwide. My agency specifically, all of Texas. We actually get a great deal, not just from DFW, El Paso, Midland, Odessa, and especially Houston.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So insurance license in Texas, but you've got resources outside of the state. But when it comes to the credit consulting side, if you're anywhere, and it sounds like if you speak a few different languages, that's not going to be a problem, right? You guys are able to solve, you got a solution for that.
Correct.
Right? Of course you do. David, did you have something?
No. I mean, I think our audience wants to know. Tell us about your family life, Chris. I know, but let's get a little bit personal here.
Okay.
Let's talk about the home life, and let's talk about the family structure. Because I know,
Kids, wife. What do you do, man? What do you do when you're not, turning microphones to gold?
Okay, well, if you know me, which y'all do, y'all have met my wife, Brianna.
Absolutely.
She is just she's everything. I get up and bust my hump every single day for her and my girls. I'm a girl dad of 3 girls.
Wow.
Brianna actually has recently joined forces with our team. She's helping with the processing side, underwriting side, and actually business development side for us. So truly blessed to have her on that.
A true family business.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's our whole team.
You got the girls working yet?
You know what? I actually have. They're like, Dad, what can I do? And I'm like, here, stuff envelopes or lick, whatever.
Yeah.
So
put some stamps on these guys.
There you go. There you go. But I actually have a daughter, Jada. She's 18, senior in high school.
Very cool.
Salina High School in
we're
north of here.
We're in a similar community.
Yep. And then I have a 11-year-old named Jay Lynn. She is my jujitsu princess.
Oh, there you go. Watch out for that one, guys.
Yeah, definitely watch out. And then I have a firecracker of a daughter, 4 years old, and Spitfire image, everything of her mother. So I have a lot to look forward to over these upcoming years.
Yeah. And you're surrounded, right? You
I'm surrounded.
but surrounded with love.
Definitely.
Well, you know what's funny? I say Chris may be the CEO of his company, but Brianna is definitely the CEO of the Cuellar family.
Oh, yes.
You know, it doesn't run without her.
We find that quite often, don't we?
We may be the CEO of our business,
Of our-
but,
yeah.
of our loved ones.
But when we
is-
get to the house, yeah.
without your significant other, it doesn't work. It doesn't.
doesn't.
Run. And I've had many conversations with Chris where he probably needs to tell his wife how special she is because
Very true.
Because
Well, here's your shot, man. How special is she, Chris?
He honors her more than she knows, I think, and the fact that she's able to support the house and allow him to do what he does out there. The rest of us are really thankful for that.
Yeah. Well, let Chris say it. Let's hear it.
Brianna, I'm truly blessed to have you in my life. I truly love you, and I'm truly grateful and thankful for you.
My man.
I love
My man. What a special moment, dude. That's good stuff, dude. But we got to do that. You know, we got to do that. I think on the last episode, I let my wife know, you know, I said, hey, Darian, I love you. You know, they need to know. You know, we're thinking about them. Even when we're up here on camera and doing what we're doing, they're always a part of our life. And David, you're 100% right, man. We can't do what we do without the backbone, right? Our CEOs at home, they're the ones that allow for us to have great success, you know?
true.
And, you know, we talk about success partners. Well, our spouses are also our success partners, right? Our success partners in life, man.
Well, our core value, Devin, number one is family.
Number one.
So
Number one.
I love that core value.
Yeah, yeah, and you know we talk about it on almost every show, but it's family because we service families, we help families find home ownership, right? But we consider the people we work with a family, and you know then it's about what are we doing for our families? You know, how are we setting our families up for success? How are they going to have that great success? And are we doing the things that we need to do as parents and spouses, you know, to provide that to them? And we do, and that's why we bring great guests on like you, Chris, who have that affinity for your CEO in charge at home, and you know, and that's why we like to bring up family because it is an important a value for us, you know, here on the show. So one of the questions we always like to ask, and you know, this one it may throw you off a little bit. What's your superpower, brother? Like, what is it that you do that makes you so awesome at what you do?
I know. Let's see if he nails it.
Let's
I
go.
want to say my power of connection.
Yeah,
I believe that I can walk into a room, meet someone, and realize, hey, you need to meet David. How many times have I done that?
A million.
Yeah, I just know when two people need to meet. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just like-minded, you know, growth-minded or spiritually minded, whatever it may be, right? But the power of connection, I think that's what separates me from a lot of people in this industry.
Well, I can see that too. You know, and we talked a little bit before we jumped on here today. And what were you out doing yesterday? You were running all over the place, right? You were doing some cool connecting.
classes.
What was it?
Oh yeah, definitely was blessed to be able to get in front of a whole bunch of different groups. Yesterday was driving all over the Metroplex,
Lunch and
teaching
learns,
classes.
right?
Yeah, breakfast and learn,
Educating.
lunch and learn. Yeah, continuing education.
Yeah. Well, that's connection, you know, because every time you sit down in one of those classes or stand up in your case and teach one of these classes, you're connecting people, you know, and at the end of the day, I think you're right on the money. You know, the connection is a superpower. You know, we were connected. And like I said, at the beginning, I didn't have a lot of trust for credit restoration, right? I didn't have the trust for credit consulting. You know what it took to get in the door, and you didn't give up.
Right.
And eventually we did connect. And I think it was at a buddy's birthday party, right?
You know what? You're right. It
Yeah.
was. And you know what? Our circles have been overlapping for
decades.
almost 15, 16, 17 years.
For a
And
decade, I know.
finally we sat down at the same table. So,
Yeah, we did. We happened to sit side by side. We connected, and so connection is your superpower, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
I definitely think so. I nailed it. When I was going to ask you if you had it, definitely connection is your superpower.
Yeah.
One thing I want to know, and our audience probably wants to know, is that, man, you've done a lot in your careers and life and stuff like that. Man, in your professional career, what's the one achievement or moment that you're most proud of?
In my professional career, what is my one moment that outstands? That's a great question.
Thank you. It's an Oprah moment.
Yeah, but the one you stand behind and go, man, this is it. This changed me.
You know what? All right. A great question, guys. So the one moment that actually stands out in my mind, it's a repetitive moment.
Yeah.
It's a moment that every time we get a client, whether it's from an insurance perspective or from my mortgage background, whatever it is, it's knowing the fact that I was able to take a person, a family, and get them from a scenario. Maybe it's bad credit, right? And we get them across that finish line to where they're at the closing table with their keys. And there's actually here recently been a lot of times where they're like, hey, come to the closing table with us and sit there. We would have never been here without you. But the fact that we get so many people across that finish line and they get into the home, and then when they're sending, I'm a credit guy, I'm an insurance guy, I'm no one, right? And I'm getting these gift baskets or these thank you cards or these video text messages where there's Chris, or your team. We have an amazing team, and it takes everyone to get them across it. It not just us, the credit guys.
Give yourself some credit, man. You created this team. You assembled this team, right? You built a credit consulting company that actually delivers on the promises they keep, and that doesn't happen all the time. So take your damn humble hat off and respect the fact that you got them in that home, brother.
Yeah, our team did. Our team, Eric on the day-to-day is grinding out on the Ace Credit Consulting and our team, our customer service. But the fact when you get that phone call personally and they're crying or they're emotional, definitely.
As they should be. They didn't think they could buy a house. And with the help from Chris Cuellar's team, right? And Ace Credit Consulting, and maybe David wins some of those times, right? You guys found a way to get him into a house, and that is a huge moment. So, I understand where you say, the moment and it's moments, but it's maybe what it was the first one.
The first one
Where you realized, man, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah, it's a game changer. It's life changing, and while a lot of the things I've done in my past, I never thought I had an impact on anybody, but knowing that people are able to achieve goals that they never even thought possible, it's a game changer for sure.
It is. Well, I see a recurring thing on our show here, and again, guys, our followers who are watching these things is the guests that we're bringing on, the commonality that we have, they're all successful, but they care. Every single one of them, right? So what does it take to be successful?
To care.
You got to care.
Yeah.
You got to care and be passionate about what you're doing. And when you're passionate about something that you're doing, right, it comes across and great moments happen and success happens. And brother, you deserve everything that you're getting, man. All the rewards that you found, all the positivity that you're seeing on the day-to-day, brother, you deserve that. And that's why I say take the humble hat off. You may have a team that does it, but you assembled that team. With the help of a business partner, and you coach that team. So, own that, man. Own that, live that.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing great things out there, man, and you deserve that credit.
Thank you.
So, absolutely. Well, brother, one other question that I have is what's the future look like for Chris Cuellar and Goosehead Insurance and Ace Credit Consulting? What do you guys got in store for us in 2023?
Well, there's a lot of changes that's been going on within the real estate, mortgage, insurance industry. What's in store right now, we're just going to continue to grind on. We're going to continue to take steps forward. No matter what the changes are, there's people that need homes. There's people that need insurance. There's people that,
that's right,
need to drive their vehicles. So we're just going to continue to grow. We're going to, whether that means, stay steady and grow slowly, or if we have the opportunity to spread our wings even wider, we're going to do that. But really just take it day by day, continue to grow our connections, grow our success partners, our contacts. I'm just looking to get connected with more and more great people that are like-minded and want to be successful. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it.
Awesome, dude.
Well, David, do you have anything else that you wanted to ask Chris?
Man, I think we covered a lot today.
I do too, man. Chris, is there anything that we should have asked you that we didn't?
You know what, guys? I really appreciate you just inviting me on here and having the opportunity just to speak a few minutes.
Absolutely, man.
I have nothing else, guys. Y'all are amazing.
Well, brother, we're honored to have you here, man. You're doing great things. You should be very proud of your success and proud of the people that you've brought up with you, and proud of that family you got at home, brother. So guys, if you want to find Chris, how do they find you, man?
You can give me a call. I like to give out my cell phone number, 214-223-3508, or you can always email me at Chris, CHRIS, at acecreditconsulting.com.
And website?
acecreditconsulting.com.
I know you said it, but I was going to make you say it again, brother. And what's that phone number? One more time, real slow.
214-223-3508.
There it is, guys. If you're trying to get into that home and you need some help with credit, or you just need a great insurance policy, somebody's going to guide you through that process and make sure that you're getting the service that you deserve, you need to reach out to Chris and his team. I promise that you're going to be happy with the results you get. I'm very, very picky about who I will do business with, and these guys I trust. So, you can put your trust in them as well. David, anything else you'd like to cover before we get out of here today, man?
No, man, it was an honor to have you here, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Nguyen.
And if you want to find us, you can check us out at realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. Or you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Please subscribe. We love those 5-star reviews, guys. But until next time, I think this is it.
See you guys.
Thanks for stopping in.